as the blazing Florida sun pours down on the gleaming white walls of Indian Creek Island. The outside world seems to come to a halt before the private police guard station. This is not only a man-made island over 1 square kilometer located in the deep blue Biscayne Bay, but a gathering place for the minds that control global capital flows. People call this place the Billionaire Bunker, where privacy is valued at tens of millions of dollars and security is ensured by a specialized patrol team operating continuously day and night. At the center of this fortress, Ivanka Trump is building an empire based not on loud political speeches, but on a much more sophisticated power, the soft power of luxury, discipline, and transcontinental relationships. Independent and powerful financial resources. Ivanka's private net worth is estimated at approximately $100 million United States dollars. This wealth stems from her own fashion and jewelry brand, which ceased operations in 2018, as well as her extensive tenure as an executive at the Trump Organization until 2021. Ivanka is no longer a Trump heiress or a senior White House advisor in the traditional sense. She has become an icon of the premier elite lifestyle, where every move, every food choice, or every real estate project is calculated with the precision of a Swiss watch. Specific timeframes and details of Ivanka Trump's business activities and strategic partnerships. Phase before 2018. The era of personal fashion. This was the period when she focused on building the Ivanka Trump fashion and jewelry brand. The product line included high-end jewelry, clothing, and footwear. This was the primary source of accumulation that helped her achieve a personal net worth of approximately $100 million United States dollars before this brand officially closed in 2018. Phase until 2021. Executing the family group. Ivanka held a senior executive role at the Trump Organization. During this time, she was directly involved in development projects and real estate acquisitions, as well as managing the global brand licensing machinery. 2021 to present, transition in real estate investment. After leaving official roles in New York, she focused on her own investment portfolios and real estate in Florida. The most prominent deal was the purchase and renovation of the $24 million United States dollars mansion on Indian Creek Island. To understand this massive wealth and lifestyle, we must start from the independent financial foundation that this woman has built. Before political controversies surrounded her, Ivanka was already a savvy businesswoman. Her own fashion and jewelry brand bearing her name was once a literal money-making machine. Financial reports show that she had accumulated approximately $100 million before deciding to close the brand in 2018. This money did not come from luck, it came from extremely wise brand licensing agreements. She did not directly sew every shirt or manufacture every shoe. Instead, she sold the rights to use her name to giants like Mark Fisher Footwear or G3 Apparel Group to receive royalty fees accounting for up to 7% of net sales. Even when the brand ceased operations, cash flow still flowed into her pockets through warehouses and remaining licensing agreements. Mark Fisher Footwear partner, received 6.5% to 7% of net sales. Previously had a minimum guaranteed fee of $3 to $5 million USD per year. G3 Apparel Group, main manufacturing partner for dresses, workwear, and lingerie lines. Mandani Handbags, received 8% of net sales, committed to a minimum fee of approximately $1 million United States dollars per year. Madison Avenue Diamonds, received a consulting fee of approximately $300 United States dollars per year plus sales royalties. 5 Star Fragrance, committed to spending at least $1 million United States dollars to promote the product at launch. But that is only the tip of the iceberg. Ivanka's true wealth lies in her position within the family group. As one of the primary beneficiaries of the trusts, she and her brothers own a global brand licensing network without having to invest a single cent of their own capital. From the 54-hole golf courses in Hung Yen, Vietnam, to the skyscrapers in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, or the cliff-hanging resorts in Oman, the Trump name is synonymous with an entry fee of up to millions of dollars just to display the sign. This is the zero-capital business model that the financial world craves. She receives a percentage of hotel revenue, annual management fees, and commissions from the sale of ultra-luxury villas. The Middle Eastern projects cultivated by her and her husband, Jared Kushner, have turned them into the most powerful intermediaries between the West and the Gulf sovereign wealth funds. Ivanka serves as the project manager and licensing representative for the Trump Organization. She often collaborates with her brothers, Eric and Don Jr., and local real estate corporations. Fee structure. Typically, the Trumps do not provide construction capital but instead collect the following fees. Brand licensing fee. Approximately $1 to $5 million United States dollars just to display the Trump sign. Management fee. A percentage, usually 2 to 4%, of the total annual revenue of the hotel or golf course. Sales commission fee. 1 to 5% of the value of each luxury apartment or villa sold within the project. Lifestyle at the Billionaire Fortress. Speaking of luxury, one cannot fail to mention the $24 million mansion that the couple acquired at Indian Creek. It is an architectural masterpiece comprehensively renovated to accurately reflect the owner's philosophy: quiet luxury. Without the ostentatious gold-plated details like her father's penthouse in New York. This house is a combination of concrete, glass, and the most expensive natural materials, with ceilings reaching up to 8 meters high and glass walls that blur the boundaries with the ocean. This is where Ivanka performs healthcare treatments that ordinary people can hardly imagine. She has a cold plunge pool to activate the nervous system, an infrared sauna for cellular detoxification, and a whole red light therapy system to keep her skin perpetually glowing. Life in this fortress is operated with iron discipline. Every morning, instead of partying, she spends time on heavy weightlifting, squats, and deadlifts to build a body that is not only beautiful but also strong. She consumes a large amount of protein from wild salmon and grass-fed beef, supplementing with creatine to enhance her intellect. For Ivanka, the body is a machine that needs to be optimized to the highest degree. Style and image. Positioning. Her separation from her brothers, such as Don Jr. or Eric, is very distinct. While her two brothers are still fighting on the political media front, Ivanka chooses to shine at parties of the tech elite alongside Jeff Bezos or Kim Kardashian. She is building a safety zone where power is expressed through elegance and transnational connections. Position within the family. Ivanka, along with her siblings, has shifted her living focus to Florida, within a 20-mile radius of Palm Beach, creating a family wealth structure unprecedented in the history of U.S. presidential families. She shares access to common family privileges, such as the Trump Force One private jet and high-end resort clubs, yet maintains a separate financial empire and personal image. Real estate empire. Kushner Companies. To complete the picture of one of the most powerful and wealthy alliances in modern history, we must turn our gaze away from the spotlight on Ivanka Trump to focus on the figure standing right beside her. The man considered the silent architect of billion-dollar cash flows and the keyholder to a real estate empire with a legacy as long-standing as that of the Trumps. That man is Jared Kushner. If Ivanka is the embodiment of soft power and elegance, Jared is the symbol of a cold, sharp, and highly calculating type of financial power. To understand why these two clans are considered a perfect match, we need to dissect Jared's breathtaking success and the massive Kushner family foundation behind him. If you find these details about the lives of the ultra-rich interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Insider&Secrets channel so you don't miss our next in-depth reports on global power secrets. Jared Kushner's success is not a coincidence of fate, but the result of a tempering process within a real estate tycoon family with a tradition dating back to his grandfather, a Holocaust survivor who arrived in America with empty hands to build the first bricks. However, it was Jared's father, Charles Kushner, who truly transformed those bricks into an empire. Before Jared stepped into politics, he was the one steering Kushner Companies, a corporation that owns and manages more than 20,000 apartments along with millions of square meters of office and retail space spanning across the states of New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Florida. The Kushner family's status in New Jersey and New York has long been considered on par with the most prestigious lineages, where their name is associated with projects that have changed the face of major cities. The most brilliant highlight in Jared's business career before he shifted his focus to global investment was the restructuring deal of the 666 Fifth Avenue building in Manhattan. This was once one of the riskiest and most expensive real estate deals in U.S. history. But under Jared's leadership, it was transformed through a 99-year lease worth $1.1 billion with the Brookfield Group. This deal not only helped free up a massive amount of capital but also affirmed Jared's superior negotiation skills on the Wall Street financial chessboard. This is proof that Jared is not just an heir, but a true tycoon who knows how to turn the tide in the most desperate of circumstances. While the Trump brothers focus on leveraging their father's brand, Jared builds an independent financial network through sovereign wealth funds. This helps his family maintain a solid position even when the political landscape changes. Business model: buy, renovate, lease. Kushner Companies does not merely buy land and resell it. They operate under a vertically integrated model. Portfolio diversification: they own everything from apartments, offices, and retail spaces to hotels. Value add strategy: they focus on purchasing undervalued or aging properties, then invest heavily in renovations to increase rental rates. Sustainable cash flow: instead of flipping properties for quick profit, they tend to hold assets to collect monthly rent, creating an extremely stable cash flow to fund new projects. Operational method: financial leverage and restructuring. Kushner Companies' operations are deeply rooted in Wall Street financial style. High leverage: they are famous for using large loans to execute acquisitions. A classic example is the 666 Fifth Avenue deal, purchased for $1.8 billion United States dollars, a record price at the time. Debt restructuring: when property values rise after renovation, they perform refinancing to pull out cash and continue purchasing other assets. This is how they generate compound returns without using too much of their own capital. Direct management: the company has in-house departments that manage everything from construction and design to building management and rent collection. This helps optimize costs and control service quality. Strategic shift: from Manhattan to Sunbelt, under the influence of Jared Kushner, before he established his own fund, and currently Nicole Kushner-Meyer. The company has undergone a major transformation. Withdrawing from New York offices, recognizing the downturn in the traditional office sector, they have sold off large buildings in New York to reallocate capital. Entering Florida and New Jersey, currently, they are focusing intensely on the rental apartment sector in low-tax states with rapidly growing populations like Florida. In Miami, they are developing high-rise towers with thousands of luxury apartments. Leadership structure and ownership: as a private company, power is absolutely concentrated within the Kushner family. Charles Kushner, founder, remains the strategic visionary and holds the supreme voice. Nicole Kushner-Meyer, president, Jared's younger sister, currently overseeing daily operations and new development projects directly. Laurent Morali, CEO, the individual responsible for executing financial deals and managing the global investment portfolio. Although there is no stock price, according to financial estimates for 2025-2026, total assets under management: approximately 15 to 20 billion USD. Debt: approximately 5 to 8 billion USD. Net worth: the estimated equity stake of the Kushner family lies between 7 to 10 billion USD. Jared's success is further bolstered by the Kushner clan, a family with an extremely tight power structure. Under the leadership of Nicole Kushner-Meyer, Jared's younger sister and current president of the group, Kushner Companies is undergoing a historic transformation by withdrawing from saturated office markets in New York to enter the Sunbelt region. Particularly Florida, they own a portfolio of managed assets valued at up to $20 billion. A figure sufficient to earn respect from any real estate conglomerate in the world. The wealth of the Kushner family lies not just in cash, but in the ownership of land and luxury apartment complexes where tens of thousands of American households pay rent to them every month. This is the type of asset that provides perpetual cash flow and financial security across generations. If you feel captivated by the stories of the rise of tycoon empires and how they manipulate global capital flows, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Insider and Secrets channel so we have more motivation to peel back the next layers of power secrets. Each of your supports is the key for us to explore the world of the 1% of the wealthiest people on the planet. When placing the Kushner family alongside the Trump family, we see a perfect similarity in power and business mindset. Both clans have roots in New York real estate, where the fiercest competition has forged individuals with iron wills and timeless visions. The Kushner family's wealth is more profound and discreet, true to the character of a long-standing Jewish family, while the Trump family carries a flamboyant and media-savvy style. The union between Jared and Ivanka is not just a marriage, but a merger of two financial empires, with the couple's total net worth exceeding $1.1 billion. They stand in a position that very few families in America can reach. However, behind these billion-dollar figures lies a deep wealth chasm existing right in the heart of America in the year 2026. While Jared Kushner can mobilize billions of dollars from sovereign wealth funds with just a phone call, millions of average Americans are struggling with inflation and skyrocketing housing prices. This is the greatest contrast of wealth. The rich use debt as a tool to become even richer, while the poor are besieged by debt and have their labor exhausted. The Kushner family's privilege lies in the ability to use maximum financial leverage. They borrow massive sums from international banks like Deutsche Bank or Citigroup at preferential interest rates to acquire buildings, then use the appreciation of that real estate to refinance and withdraw cash for subsequent projects. Foreign investment capital and the EB-5 program, EB-5 visa program, Kushner Companies has raised hundreds of millions of USD from foreign individuals, especially from China. This is a form of low-cost capital raising, where investors accept low interest rates in exchange for the opportunity to receive a green card in the U.S. Sovereign wealth funds. Through partners like Brookfield Asset Management, capital flows from countries such as Qatar have indirectly participated in rescuing or restructuring their troubled projects, such as the 666 Fifth Avenue building. The refinancing mechanism. Key to the model, the largest source of money actually comes from the added value of the assets themselves. 1. They borrow money to buy an old apartment complex. 2. Renovate and upgrade to increase rent. 3. When income from the building increases, its appraised value also rises. 4. They perform refinancing, refi, borrow a larger new loan based on the new value, use that money to pay off the old debt, and withdraw the surplus cash to serve as matching capital for the next project. The partnership between Jared Kushner and foreign governments is a complex network, combining the diplomatic foundation he built in the past with large-scale financial investment activities at present. Rather than being a mere real estate business, Jared Kushner operates under the model of investment-based diplomacy. The privilege of the rich in America is also clearly demonstrated through the ability to access cheap capital and government incentive programs. Kushner Companies has been extremely successful in leveraging the EB-5 visa program to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in cheap capital from abroad in exchange for green cards for investors. This is a type of capital that a small business or an ordinary citizen can never reach. This gap creates an asymmetry of opportunity. The rich can use other people's money to enrich themselves, while laborers must use their own time and health to trade for meager wages. Jared's financial power became even more formidable after he left his role as senior advisor at the White House. Instead of returning to the bricks and mortar of traditional real estate, Jared founded Affinity Partners, a private equity firm headquartered right in the new financial hub of Miami. With the political and diplomatic connections he had accumulated, he raised a massive amount of capital, up to $3 billion, in a short period of time. Most notably, more than $2 billion of that came from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, an affirmation of the status and absolute trust that the world's most powerful nations have in him. Jared is no longer just a landlord, he has become a global asset manager, coordinating massive capital flows to restructure economies from the Middle East to the Balkans. Welcome back to a special report by Insider&Secrets. After delving into the financial empire and daily lifestyle of Ivanka Trump and her tycoon husband Jared Kushner, we cannot overlook a symbolic milestone where two giant real estate dynasties officially became one. That is the lavish wedding of 2009. An event that was not merely a couple's happy day, but a display of power and wealth costing millions of US dollars. Join us as we step through the gates of the Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey to witness luxury at a level that an ordinary person could hardly imagine. On October 25, 2009, all of New York's high society focused their attention on Bedminster. To prepare for this grand day, Ivanka realized her dream of an image of absolute elegance. She appeared in a wedding dress by the Queen Vera Wang, a custom design with sophisticated handmade lace layers costing up to $50,000 US. However, the center of all eyes lay in the jewelry set she wore on her person. Belonging to the high-end Ivanka Trump fine jewelry line, this accessory set included a platinum and diamond headpiece worth $45,000, diamond cluster earrings worth $130,000, and a classic design bracelet worth $90,000. When adding the cushion-cut diamond engagement ring weighing 5.22 carats worth $540,000 with which Jared proposed, the total value of the jewelry on the bride exceeded $800,000 US. To help you easily visualize the wealth gap, let's make a comparison right here in the United States. At that time, the price of an average house in many U.S. states was only around $200,000. That means that Ivanka's earrings and ring alone were enough to buy 3 apartments outright for middle-class families. While an average American bride spends about $1,200 on her wedding dress, Ivanka's dress was 40 times that figure. This is precisely the privilege of the elite. They do not buy goods, they buy symbols of power. Inside the banquet hall, decoration wizard Preston Bailey transformed the space into an Edenic garden with tens of thousands of white orchids and brilliant roses. The cost for the fresh flowers and landscape design alone was estimated at approximately $500,000 US. The most dazzling highlight of the night was the 13-tier wedding cake by artisan Sylvia Weinstock. The cake was 1.2 meters tall, covered in thousands of intricate sugar flowers, costing up to $40,000 US. Remember that the average annual salary of an American worker at that time was also only about $45,000. A wedding cake for one night of celebration was equal to a whole year of hard work for an ordinary citizen. After the wedding, the luxury continued into the process of building a home at the Park Avenue apartment in New York. Ivanka hired the renowned interior architect Kelly Behan to redesign the entire living space. The main bed in the master bedroom was upholstered in high-end velvet and a custom-made silk mattress costing $50,000 US. The artistic chandelier system by Lindsay Adelman decorating the living room cost $35,000 per set, equivalent to the student loan debt that a young American must repay over 10 years after graduation. Hand-woven silk rugs worth $40,000 lay beneath their feet, while millions of other Americans are struggling to pay their monthly rent. This contrast reflects a harsh reality regarding the privileges of the wealthy. While an ordinary couple must save for many years to organize a wedding worth $30,000, Ivanka's family spent millions of dollars on a single night. This privilege does not stop at material possessions but is also a privilege of space and privacy. They own golf courses spanning hundreds of acres to host parties. While the common people must rent cramped public halls, they hire dense security teams to block all curious gazes, creating a parallel world completely separated from the reality of society. In the private world of Ivanka Trump, gifts for her eldest daughter Arabella are not merely material but are investments in experience and the future. Ivanka is famous as a perfectionist mother who spent tens of thousands of dollars to design a private living space for her child. These rooms are meticulously cared for in every detail, from custom-made furniture from high-end brands to the use of entirely organic materials and natural silk. But the most valuable gift she gave Arabella is a foundation in diplomatic education. Spending more than $75,000 a year on Mandarin classes is not just a language course, but a gift of competitive edge. The image of Arabella confidently singing in Chinese before heads of state is the result of this meticulous investment. Additionally, Ivanka frequently gives her daughter true experiential trips. These are vacations at the most expensive resorts like Amman in Utah or resorts in Qatar, where the cost per night can reach up to $10,000. These trips are often conducted by private jet, ensuring absolute privacy. helping Arabella early on to access the lifestyle and mindset of the global elite from a young age. Personally, Ivanka Trump always maintains a standard image through inseparable fashion accessories. She never appears with ostentatious logos, instead favoring sophistication from long-standing brands. A Cartier watch is always an inseparable item on her wrist. People frequently see her wearing a classic Cartier tank worth about $5,000. Or during important events, a diamond-encrusted Cartier Ballon Bleu worth up to $30,000. This is not just a tool for telling time but a symbol of discipline and sustainable aesthetic taste. Besides watches, her handbag collection is also a dream. Ivanka particularly favors bag lines from Chanel and Dior, especially the rare Lady Dior line with prices from $5,000 to $10,000, which she frequently and skillfully combines with elegant office outfits. Additionally, jewelry pieces from the Ivanka Trump fine jewelry collection, such as diamond cluster earrings or platinum bracelets, are always used by her to affirm her personal mark. Her fashion philosophy is a priority for high-quality materials and perfect tailoring from brands like Loro Piana or The Row. Every accessory Ivanka chooses carries a message of stability and class. She clearly understands that in the upper class, a sophisticated handbag or watch is the most powerful calling card, demonstrating an expertise in the art of living and an unshakable position on the global power map. The journey deep into the fortress of power and luxury of the Trump-Kushner alliance has revealed to us a world where ordinary rules no longer exist. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner have created a perfect reality, where every figure, every project, and even the smallest daily habit serves a single goal: to maintain and expand the influence of a modern dynasty. They are the most vivid proof that the power of money, when combined with a sharp intellect and a transcontinental political network, creates an impregnable position. The legacy they are building, from the secluded islands in Miami to the skyscrapers in the Middle East, will remain a topic of much discourse for analysts for decades to come. Our in-depth report concludes here. Sincere thanks to you for always accompanying, listening, and giving special attention to the content on the Insider and Secrets channel. Your support is the greatest inspiration for us to continue digging deeper and bringing to light power secrets that have never been revealed before. We wish you a wonderful day and look forward to seeing you again in our next journeys of exploring the elite world. Once again, thank you and goodbye.